The aroma of damp mold and decay pervaded the air, as Dennis cautiously tiptoed through the empty halls of the abandoned laboratory. The flickering fluorescent lights cast airy shadows, giving the place a surreal, otherworldly quality. Dust motes danced in the stagnant air, and the silence of the deserted building hung heavy around him, broken only by the soft echo of his footsteps on the tiled floor. Each room he passed held the remnants of forgotten experiments and scientific equipment shrouded in a veil of neglect and mystery, further fueling his sense of trepidation. Dennis's curiosity piqued as he reached a corked vial on a cluttered lab table, its contents swirling in a mesmerizing display of vibrant rouge hues. The serum within seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, beckoning to him like a siren's call. Ignoring the warning bells in his mind, a sense of adventure overcame Dennis's initial hesitation. With a steady hand, he uncorked the vial and, without a second thought, downed its contents in a single gulp. A shiver ran down his spine as the liquid slid down his throat, a strange warmth spreading through his body, altering his very essence. And in that moment, Dennis unwittingly set in motion a chain of events that would forever change his life and the world around him. Just when Dennis had succumbed to unease over the mysterious properties of the serum, a sudden transformation began to ripple through him. His once mundane appearance shifted as if a veil had been lifted, and he felt his dormant powers awaken. The emergence of wings from his back and a newfound ability to harness elemental energies left Dennis both exhilarated and apprehensive, uncertain of the extent of this extraordinary gift. As he tentatively tested these newfound abilities, he came to a profound realization: he possessed the potential to be a force for good, to right the wrongs that plagued his city. The city plunged into chaos, gripped tightened by a ruthless gang emerging as a malevolent force. In the guise of his alter ego, Rouge the Bat, Dennis undertook daring forays to dismantle the gang's criminal operations, each victory galvanizing him. However, he found himself unprepared for the gang's retaliation. In a swift and brutal turn of events, they captured one of Dennis's allies, a friend he held dear. The realization of the danger his actions had placed those around him, sinking like a lead weight in his chest, shattered his sense of invincibility. Cornered and outnumbered by the gang's enforcers, Dennis, as Rouge the Bat, experienced defeat unlike any before. Helplessly witnessing his friend's capture was a harrowing experience that struck at the core of his being. The crushing weight of his failures bore down on him, sapping his resolve and leaving him adrift in a sea of self-doubt and despair. He grappled with the repercussions of his choices, questioning his abilities, and wrestling with the fear that perhaps he wasn't cut out to be the hero the city needed. Refusing to be defined by his past missteps, Dennis gathered his fragmented courage and resolve. Embracing the teachings of his mentor, an old sage who had imparted wisdom through cryptic riddles and enigmatic proverbs, Dennis discovered a steadfast clarity of purpose. A new inclination emerged within him, an understanding that true heroism is not mired in power but in compassion and selflessness. With this realization burning brightly within him, Dennis shed his self-imposed limitations, poised to confront the challenges ahead with a newfound resilience. Empathy and insight guided Dennis on a path that brought about a remarkable unification of alliances. By persuading former adversaries to join forces in a shared desire to restore peace and order to the beleaguered city, Dennis forged an unbreakable bond that transcended old enmities. Leveraging a blend of cunning strategy and the unity of his unexpected allies, he orchestrated a daring showdown, leading the charge against the gang in a climactic confrontation that echoed with the resonance of justice. In the aftermath of their hard-won triumph, the city stood on the precipice of a new dawn, its residents spared from the clutches of tyranny. Dennis, now grounded in his dual roles as the mundane scientist and the enigmatic hero, found a newfound peace and a sense of familial belonging. Though the specter of adversity continued to loom on the horizon, Dennis emerged from the crucible of his trials transformed. Filled with a profound sense of purpose, he stood prepared to face the challenges that awaited, armed with the knowledge that true heroism emanated not from extraordinary powers, but from the strengths found within one's own heart. As Dennis soared into the sky, a triumphant figure silhouetted against the fading light. He understood that his journey was far from over and that the mantle of a hero was a burden he would willingly bear for the greater good.